Good morning. Here we are on, what is it, day 3 I suppose you could call it. Just woken up. Well, I woke up a little while ago. I slept in, sort of lied in bed. It's really comfortable sleep last night. I slept really well from about 8:30 till about 7:30, so 11 hours sleep. Didn't really wake up at all. And I mean, I do wake up a lot when I sleep at home, but I'm a little bit disappointed this morning because I've just gotten my iced coffee out of my Esky. Yeah, I just got my iced coffee out of my Esky and I've got no ice left. So it's all just turned into a big pool of water. There's a little chunk of ice left. And I had no beers in there, so I've got no cold beers. So ultimately what that means is I'm probably going to go back today. I know it sounds pretty bad, and I sound like an alcoholic. I am an alcoholic. But yeah, I might just go home today. I have a fish today. I sort of prefer that and have a day at home before I go back to work. Stay here till about 3 o'clock and then leave, so I've got enough time to get back to the car and pack up and stuff. So that's the plan. These guys have just been out on the beach fishing out there. Where are they? It's really hard with this bloody camera. Over there somewhere. So I've got a nice sunny day. Would have been nice if I had a lot more. Nice if I had more ice in my Esky. I'm gonna get up the river a bit and go back to where I caught that good fish yesterday and smash around there for a bit and see how we go. Alright, so I'm a bit bummed now. Had a bit of a flick and I got blown in by the wind over some rocks that I didn't quite see because the water's a bit dirty down here. And I bumped my mast, my Mirage drive mast. Didn't bend it. Well, did a little bit I think, but didn't snap it. Which is something I really cannot afford on this trip. In this part of the trip. But something's happened where the mast's actually popped through the fin, the rubber fin. So I'm still working. It's generating a bit of a wobble when I pedal, which might be an issue when I've got all the stuff on the back. Even though it's going to be tied down, it's going to be like this the whole trip and I'm going to get really sore. And then get myself in that car and go. And that way I'll probably beat half of the traffic coming back to Perth, which is nice. And I might even stop in at the Donnelly River town, because apparently there's a McNab well there. There used to be a McNab family that, can't remember their affiliation in the town, but they were quite popular in the town, well known, and there was a well built, or it was their well or something. So I'm gonna go check that out. That'd be pretty cool. That's if I have time, I don't know. I'm trying to fit all these things in. Well, I don't know, we'll see. So, it's pretty quiet, I haven't caught anything yet. A couple of taps down here on these rocks, but nothing really exciting. Oh, what I might do is go back to camp, have a bit of brekkie, and then go fish the mouth, just off land I think, because I'm considering going back home today, so I'll be sitting on my kayak for another 2.5 hours or something like that if I'm going to be cruising. So I want to kind of keep a good back for that. So I might go back and stand for a little while rather than sit all morning and then sit all day pedaling. And I just fixed my Mirage drive as well. Managed to pull that off on the water, so that's good. Alright, so I'm just chilling. Just had to put another 10 gallons of sunscreen on because, you know, the joys of being a whitey and all. Just gonna go for a flick at the mouth where I was yesterday. Caught a few, you know, bream and rat bream and Taiwan and stuff like that. So it should be a bit of fun. Just gonna chill, man. You know, I've got to go upstream a bit later on. I'm just out at the mouth, and I don't know if the camera's picking up on it. Can you zoom in? No, you can't zoom in. There's a cool coloration over there. I like that colour. You can see it a lot better, obviously, with polarized lenses. Don't know if that's helping. That's pretty cool. Oh, a little fish just jumped there. Cool. You've got the salt water sort of pushing against the river water there. Looks really cool. Should have brought the kayak down. It's actually quite sheltered down here, but I can't really be bothered sitting on my kayak, to be honest. I've got to paddle what feels like 20 kilometers upstream, further than I've paddled. It feels like it's further than I've paddled for any competition, for any brim competition. And I normally go what I think is about 15 k's upstream. Well, not normally, but definitely if it's a Swan River competition, I'll go up to my little holes. That first day was horrible. I'm so stupid. It was all offset to one side and my back was crook. But I'm just going to have a flick here and not spend too much time here because I've got to pack up and go. So, as you can see, I just got a nice little tarwine. It's not the biggest, but he put up a nice little fight. I mean, he smashed it real hard. Sort of slowed the roll down, slowed the retrieve down right down on the OSP dunk. Got a hit straight away, pulled it back in, cast out over the same spot, same deal, and yeah, pinned that fish, which is cool. Just going to keep going for a little bit more and then start head back. Alright, he's only small, but thought I'd do a release video. He's spiked me about 5 times. He's full of so many beans, this little guy. See, look, he just jumps into the water. You don't even have to release him. Alright, so I made it back to camp. Yeah. It's been nice. It's a nice little spot. Ideally, if you can come down when the mouth's open, it's probably the best time to do it, when there's a lot more water. Because, yeah, this spot here, I reckon the water line would have been right here. It's still doable. You definitely have to have trusty old camping shovel with you. And I reckon off-season you'd have the place to yourself, really. There's a sand dune over, behind the camera. Ever come down here again, I might bring the sandboard and venture over there, have a bit of a play over there. I just went for a flick down at the mouth and caught maybe, I don't know, half a dozen fish, a couple of brim, decent, well, not a decent sized tarwine, it was size, I think, but they fight like piss, so they're good fun. So my plans are, I'm just going to have a bit of tucker. Sorry about the cigarette, it's pretty ugly, isn't it? Alright, so I'm just sitting here, just cooking some lunch, yum yums. I'm in good spirits, although I'm about to have to pack up and leave, and I'm just waiting for this stuff to cook so I can transfer all of this stuff off the stove into my belly. It smells amazing. This is the those continental bloody packet pasta things. This is one of my favourite ones because you don't need milk. You don't really need butter, but it tastes amazingly better if you have butter. But it's just the chicken curry one. It's just so simple, such a good flavour. And if it's with pasta, like, you can't go wrong. You can eat so much of it, trust me. As you can see, I've got as many things as I can, sort of providing a bit of a wind block because it's a little bit difficult. It took about, I don't know, 20 minutes, 15 minutes to get to the water to boil because I got no top. I got no top for my cooker. Got no top for my cooker. Yum yums. Just enjoying my little curry. Excuse my slurping, but it's rude not to slurp, so they say. If it tastes good, slurp. I'm going to finish this food and the sand that's in it. I rip everything out of the tent, move it over to the old mate kayak over there, load it up and tie it up, and then I'm on my way. I actually can't wait. I'm looking forward to going home. To be honest, it's sad when you're on holiday and you're looking forward to going home. The Esky is on the kayak is a piece of shit. I need a new Esky. My live well that has holes cut in it keeps ice longer than that. It didn't even last 2 days. I'm so disappointed in that Esky. But this guy's leaving and his dog's out of the car. I mean, his dog's out of the boat. The dog's going bonkers trying to get back in the boat, and the guy's going bonkers trying to get his boat out of the mud that he's got himself stuck in. I've seen probably 6 people already get stuck. Hopefully he doesn't leave his dog behind, because I mean, I can take all this stuff on my kayak, but I don't know if I can manage with a dog on there at the same time. Finish my food and then I'm going to start packing up, guys. I've got to get things moving, because yesterday I took my sweet ass time. There's no stopping. I mean, there might be a stopping or two, but there is no stopping to sleep. I'm going to make it back to my car today. I don't care if it takes me 2.5 hours, I'm going to do it. What the hell, he's leaving his dog. Okay, finished my feed. That was amazing. Simply amazing. Everything tastes better when you're camping. So I was just going over a couple of things in my mind. A couple of things I'm disappointed about. Pardon me. Apart from the lack of catching some solid fish. Something with my inverter. And the inverter stopped working. That's half the reason why old mate GoPro couldn't get its footage. I love that piece of equipment for camping. Inverters are amazing. You can charge phones, anything you need charge for. Take a few batteries and you'll be fine. And then the second thing is I had a couple of spare batteries for my GoPro floating around in this little bastard stubby holder. They were inside the stubby holder and sort of went in between tackle bags, like full of lures, and my bag. Not floating around in my bag, but it was floating around in the tackle bag lures. I lost one of the batteries, and it just so happens it was one of the genuine GoPro batteries that I just bought. I'm hoping it turns up when I get home somewhere. It just sort of falls out of some spot. And then I'm like, oh, there's that, and then I'll put it with the rest of the stuff. If not, oh well. I got to do my dishes, and then I'll be making my way back to Perth. The ever so long journey back to Perth. From here, I reckon from here it's probably minimum of 2 hours back to the boat ramp, the way I'm going to go. I might not even fish that much, to be honest. It means I have to chop and change lures and retie and stuff. I might just keep the grub on and see what I can catch with the Z-Man grub motor oil, because they fucking catch anything, I swear. But I reckon 2 hours back to the car, and then probably, well, I know it's about 4 hours back home. So it's 1:30 now. Holy shit. Alright, I'm going to have to get going. 1:30. Alright, so I'm going to have to get moving. And get back to Perth by about 6 o'clock. Nah, get back to the car at like 6 o'clock. I already get back to Perth till about 10, I reckon. Alright, so 3/4 the way through packing up, which is awesome. There's an empty tent there. There's all my stuff there. Can't forget me old trusty tea tree oil. Oh man. I'm just getting everything out of the tent. Leave the tent up because it provides the only source of wind block that I've got here. This is an idea of how much sand can get inside the tent. I mean, I've had this closed, this door thing, but because I forgot my cover that stops water and sand getting in, the sand still gets in the side here from the inside, so I kind of woke up covered in sand. Hopefully I haven't left anything on the beach there and it's been covered in sand and I can't find it because, yeah, that's almost getting buried. Alright, so I'm going to leave this up for a bit in my tent. I'm going to move everything to the kayak. Once it's all moved, I still have to do my dishes, by the way, from lunch. I'm going to do that now and then move everything over there and then strap it on the kayak, and I am ready to rock and roll. This is to give you an idea of how windy it is. I think my swag would probably blow across the ground right now. It's really trying to. Let's see. That's an idea of how windy it is. It actually blows along the ground. So I'm hanging everything up, and it's super duper windy. Slowly getting it on there. Okay. What's the time, guys? It's 2:50. But look, I did it. I got it all on there. It all seemed to come together. Get back to my car. I'll keep you posted. Hopefully it's all good. Alright, I'm off. Goodbye, Donnelly River. Or at least that part of it. I'm on my way home. What's the time? Calibrate our watches. It's 2:56. Let's see what time it is when I get back. I estimate 2 hours cruising. We'll see, guys, we'll see. Hopefully this wind keeps kicking me in the ass and pushing me upstream, otherwise I'm gonna have to do some pedaling. And it feels like my kayak's pretty good. Balanced nice and, you know, evenly this time. So already I'm at the corner here. And there is no wind anymore. I've got no wind. So there goes my chances at an easy paddle. Oh well. Suppose I'll just cruise, eh? Ha! As Murphy always shows his face on a camping trip and on a kayak trip. Doesn't matter if you're fishing or just pedaling. Whenever you want to go home, the wind changes direction and blows in your face. Hello. So, still on my way back upstream. I've just gone past the last of the houses. So it's going to be me in the river for a while now. I think I'm making pretty good progress. Shivers, it's 3:30. So I've been pedaling for 35 minutes. Haven't even made it quarter of the way yet. What the hell? I'm pretty slow. But yeah, it's all good. I've got time. I'm not going to rush myself like I did on the first night. So I'm just going to get back to the car, get my luggage back, and we'll be done. Kind of looking forward to sitting down on a comfy seat, because this Hobie seat gets a bit old after a while, let's all be honest. Still need to go find that perfect deck chair cushion, you know, the ones with the back straps and the arse straps. Get one of those deck chair cushions and pad this thing out. Your legs are constantly working. You're constantly pushing into this seat. No matter how much cushioning they think they've put on it to support us, they haven't put enough. You know, they're like, oh, you've got reclinable seats though, you know, back reclinable and bottom reclinable, but that just doesn't seem like it's enough. Rant over, I'm going to keep pedaling. I just stopped one of the best tunes I've heard all trip to show you guys. But that's where I camped last night. Oh, not last night, the night before. And yes, I've got my front hatch up because, pardon me, every now and then a gust comes past that helps me. And my straps are coming loose, guys. I don't know what's happened here. What the fuck was I thinking? Oh my God. So, that's how narrow the creek is. The river is now. I've had 2 boats go past me so far. My back's really sore. Getting sore. Yeah, so I've had 2 boats go past me so far. One of them being the Donnelly River cruise boat. Sounds like another one might be coming now. The second one was the Donnelly River cruise boat, and I sort of sped up and then slowed down and tucked myself into a little tree nook so he could pass. And that was all good. We'd sort of both, you know, acknowledged each other, which was really good. Normally what you do on boats, when you're on the water even, doesn't matter if you're on a boat or a kayak, you still acknowledge each other. The first boat, however, he was a little bit different. He basically came up at about 12 knots, 15 knots, pretty quickly. He had a big lumpy ass fiberglass boat, so of course his wake was huge and didn't slow down for me. I didn't even hear it till it was sort of 50 meters behind me. Only just had enough time to pull over to the side and then steer back into the middle to try and ride the wave head on, because everyone knows Hobies, especially PAs, don't really take boat chop well side on. So I went through the wake maybe on a 45-degree angle, and this shit is solid, man. These things are so good. These kayaks, you could load it twice as much as I've got, I reckon. As long as you've got tie downs, you could load these things up. This is amazing. It plowed through that wake. I had no worries in my mind at all of anything going overboard. I didn't have any worry about me going overboard. I was like, so you're a boat and you're not going to slow down for me. Well, I ain't bothered about that. I'm on a Hobie, you know, like, who even cares about that stuff when you're on a Hobie? So yeah, as you can see, I'm actually making pretty good speed. Like, I'm well past halfway. Halfway was, I don't know if I filmed, yeah, I did. I filmed it. Halfway was like an hour ago. The time now is 4:35. So I've been pedaling, and I haven't stopped apart from one wee. I had one wee break. I'm about to have another one, I'll be honest. I haven't really stopped other than that. I've been pedaling for 1 hour and 30 minutes. Because I started at 2:56 and it's 4:36. It feels a lot quicker than yesterday. I mean the first day. But I've still taken the same amount of time. I don't know what it is. I just haven't stopped pedaling. Maybe it's the want to get home. I'm ready to get off this kayak. I'm ready to pack everything into my stupid ass car. And I'm ready to drive back to Perth. I know it's stupid saying that when you have this kind of stuff. When you're leaving this behind. I know, but I'm silly. It's too late for any second thoughts now. I'm literally nearly at the boat ramp, and I'm happy about that. I'm still going. I'm hoping I'm at the end of the journey. I think there's about 20 minutes left. It's 4:53, so I've been pedaling for 2 hours now. I just had that moment before as well where, you know, like you have that feeling, oh, I'm nearly back at the ramp because I remember that tree. I was like, oh yeah, I know that tree. I'm not far from the boat ramp, yeah! And then in one of the first videos, I remember looking at spots to stop And probably half an hour ago, I went past the first spot that I thought I could stop at. Oh, and there's the lagoon. Oh man. Now I think I'm even further away than I thought I was originally. I've got the hatch up, because every now and then a backwind comes and greets me, and I'm like, oh, I don't have to do anything for a bit. Can't really be bothered. Pardon me. I've got plenty of sunlight. I've got plenty of energy. It's just not really on hand at the moment. God. Pardon me, guys. That's me getting tired again. Good thing I'm nearly back. But yeah, third boat went past. He slowed right down. Like, I tucked myself right into a snag thinking, shit, it's about 20 meters wide here. One of us is going to go under, and it's not going to be me. So I pulled over to let the guy through. He slowed right down. Had a bit of, well, we didn't have a bit of a chat, but I just said to him, last guys that went past went, vroom, and he made this symbol. Alright, well, I just saw something that looks really cool. The finish line. I made it. I made it, guys. From start to finish. Holy crap. It's a bigger paddle than I thought, guys. And my final thoughts on the place, right? If you want to hear them, it would be really cool if the mouth was closed. All I have to do now is load up my kayak into the car, get in my car and leave. That actually sounds a lot easier than it's gonna be, guys. Come on, give me a break. Hang on, what's the time? 5:08. I better beach up so I can declare my arrival time. I'll see you in a tick. 2:56 till 5:08, and I've made it back. A hell of a sore back. Time to go get my car and load the fucker up. Now I'm going to go see if my car's still there in the car park. Just grabbing my keys, let's go see. And all of a sudden, just like that, we're packed up and we're ready to go. It's looking pretty good, eh? Apart from that, we're going to have to fix this at some point. It's solid, I mean, I've checked it. But I've got everything packed in here. I don't know if you can even see it. But we're ready to go. Just in time, because a boat just rocked up. You can see people down there. Lots of cars in the car park still. There's no bin here, so I can't dump my rubbish. I'm going to have to deal with a bit of a smelly car. I gotta get myself to a servo. I'm starving. I'm tired. I need to wake myself up. We'll see how it goes. Hey mate.
Hey mate.
How you going?
You cycle down. We saw you.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a bit of a voyage. Sort of. Hey?
Work out how many Ks it is?
I thought it was about 12 from the trip reports that I'd read, but I reckon it's easy 15. It's a very windy river, especially when there ain't much water. Thanks, mate. So, as I was saying before, I just did a few stretches as well because my back is so sore. As I was saying before, I made it. My plan is to just go to the end of this road and turn left. I've got no reception. I can't put into my GPS my home. I just got to go off memory to see where I've got to go. We go to the end of this road, which is boat ramp launching road or something. Boat ramp launching road. No, I don't even know. There's no sign here. I'm not reading anything. I'm just reading my mind. I think it's boat ramp road. If it's as simple as that, I'll be let down, because I like the I like the boat ramp launching road. Turn left on there, and that gets you to Vassy Highway, or Vass Highway, and then basically stick on that and I'll get reception and I'll find my way. But that takes me into Bustleton. Another 4 hours of driving to get home. I just sat on my kayak for 2 hours pedaling non-stop. But yeah, so that's the Donnelly River. I had fun. I did. You gotta have fun out there. I'm on my kayak. I'm on holiday. Who gives a damn?